Okay, in this video we're checking out another new video transmitter from AKK. This one is called the Race VTX. And this one's been out for about a few weeks now, maybe three, maybe almost a month. And a very minimalistic video transmitter you can see here. Only switchable from 25 and 200 milliwatts and pit mode. And let me just show you what is on here. Basically, MMCX connector, you got a button here, a few LEDs. You do have a microphone there to get audio. And you see it's a very thin profile. It weighs 3.5 grams and it's 20 millimeters wide by 25.5 millimeters tall. And it has nice solder pads here, no connectors. Now on the back here, all of the connection points are nicely labeled. So your green wire here is for your smart audio, and video in, that's the yellow wire here. Then you have ground, 5 volts out if you want to power your camera via the video transmitter, and then your input here is your 5 volts in and ground. So you'll need to power this off of your flight controller probably, or BEC. Don't connect this to battery power. This will probably fry it, so it's doesn't have a voltage regulator on board. Looks like you have to rely on the flight controller voltage regulator. Now, there are some instructions here on how to use the button. However, I would recommend just connecting up the green wire to your flight controller and using smart audio. Using a single button, of course, is kind of outdated, but it's still there if you want to use it. I would recommend using smart audio via your flight controller to set up the band and channel and power levels. So it does have an MMCX connector, and they do include this adapter here, so they can connect up a SMA antenna if you want to do that. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for this video in terms of the overview of the video transmitter and its features and everything. Now, if you want to see this in action, I'm going to be putting this into this build here. This is the iFlight XL5 V3 frame, and it's going to have the TTTRC F7 flight stack along with the Flywoo NIN motors, the ones that are like, I think they're titanium or gold colored. Probably saw those in previous videos, so everything's going to go into this build. So obviously this flight demo for this video transmitter is going to come out a little bit later, so you want to stay tuned for that. But yeah, I mean, AKK makes pretty good stuff. I haven't had any issues with any of their video transmitters, so I expect it to perform pretty good. I think that they've essentially just minimalized this and shrunk it down. There's no like RF shield here, no connectors, very minimalistic, very lightweight. And so if you're going to put this into like a lighter build, like not necessarily a 5-inch, something that might not be bad even for a micro size, like a 3-inch, because it's only 3.5 grams. And of course, I probably wouldn't use all of this wire here. Probably cut some of that off to save some weight. And of course, you don't have to use the adapter. You can use some of those antennas that have a direct MMCX connector on those micros, and that'll work just fine as well. So yeah, this will be useful for micros as well as the big ones as well. So stay tuned for that video later. It's going to be the XL5 V3, and you'll see how this performs in that video.